Hello everyone and welcome back to Soren Review. And today we're going to be doing the race review for Circuit of the Americas. Now normally I do the weekend review for the Truck Series and the Xfinity Series race along with the Cup race. However, I think there's enough to talk about with just the Cup race that we can reserve it to just the Cup race. Not to mention that the truck race and the Xfinity race, they were pretty good. There's not much to discuss about. Um, there. So let's get to the Cup race, and the Cup race was cut short. It was we only completed 54 of the 68 laps, and that was due to rain. Right, there was rain during the whole race. It was crazy. It was rain. I mean the whole time. uh, and we're going to talk about how the cautions played into that, with some accidents that were maybe caused by the rain, maybe caused by NASCAR, maybe not calling the red flag earlier. So we'll talk about that for sure. But let's talk about your top finishers. Chase Elliott won the race, led 5 of the 54 laps, was not the dominant car by any means. He was fast, right? He was top 10 most of the day, but just not that normal Chase Elliott road course speed. However, he was there in the end. Elliott and Kyle Busch were short on fuel. Kyle Busch did pit. He finished 10th. Chase Elliott was going to need to pit. I think he was 2 laps short. However, uh, the caution came out and kind of played into Chase Elliott's favor. The driver who would have won was Kyle Larson. Had it gone green all the way, he finishes second. Did very good today. A lot of people underestimated Larson, right? Didn't think he was going to run very well. He only has 3 top 10s on road courses. However, I had a feeling he was. I even added my fantasy lineup because he runs well at Sonoma. And his truck was very similar to Sonoma, so I don't know. Then Joey Logano finishes third. He did a very good job. I think the most laps of any driver. Yeah, he did 14 laps. One stage one. Kyle Busch won stage two. Good job for Logano. Ross Chastain, very fast. Was keeping an eye out on him. Easily his best run ever in his career. Fourth place finish. Good job for him. AJ Allmendinger finishes fifth. Right, he came back with Colleague Racing. Did very good. Also with Chastain, I think that might be his first ever top five. I could be wrong, but that maybe could be correct. Chase Briscoe finishes sixth, then Michael McDowell seventh. Good run for both of them. Then it's Bowman, Reddick, Kyle Busch, rounding out your top 10. Reddick, your pole sitter, finishes ninth. He spun out during the race, so good recovery for him. William Byron 11th. Unfortunately, the top 10 streak finishes 11 top 10s, and it unfortunately ends with an 11th place finish. So there's kind of some irony there. But unfortunately, William Byron will not continue the top 10 streak, though it was cool. We'll see if maybe he can, get something similar later in the season. Austin Dillon, best road course finish of 12th ever. Chris Buescher, 13th. Hamlin, 14th. And Ryan Preece was doing very good. He led 2 laps, 15th place. Um, Very good for him. Cars that did not finish this race were Justin Haley due to steering, Bubba Wallace, Christopher Bell, Kevin Harvick for all incidents that we'll talk about. Ryan Blaney was also in that as well. Um, then Cole Custer, Martin Truex, again in another incident we'll talk about, and Quinn Howe for damaged vehicle policy. Daniel Suarez also finished 33rd. He had his shifter got stuck. They were finished 8 laps down due to having to fix the transmission. I also want to mention Austin Cindric, who finishes 25th. I mean, he was up front all day, though. Definitely fell off in the latter half of the race, though. Got to give him a shout out. He did very, very well. Good job for him as well. So let's get to the actual race. First stage was pretty calm, right? Really, the only caution we had was Daniel Suarez. He stalled on the racetrack, right? Talked about him where he finished. And stage one. The rain was really downpouring then. The race started kind of with no rain, then a light sprinkle. By the end of stage one, everybody was on wet tires. It was pouring, very similar to the Roval race in 2020 for the Xfinity Series. And so we started stage two, and we had a accident on the backstretch. And uh, it was interesting because Ryan Blaney had spun out in turn 12. Right, he had a tire go down, so you just think Blaney's has something going wrong. And then they show Christopher Bell, and he has damage, and so you think it's just them two. And then you see Bubba Wallace, and he has damage, and then they show Kevin Harvick, and he has damage. So it kept showing cars. It was very funny to see like all constant cars. But however, the crash was not funny. It appeared that down that back stretch, you could not see anything. It was downpouring. You could not see the car in front of you, and it appears that Blaney was slowing down, and Bell got into him, and so that those two cars spun. And then Harvick was slowing down, and he got, I mean, absolutely slammed by Bubba Wallace. It appears car kind of went up into the air a little. The rear end did at least. Um, Ended both of their days. According to Racing Reference, Ricky Stenhouse was in the incident, though I don't recall when or how. I don't think he was, but you know, uh, that happened. So we restarted the race, and it was raining even more, and this is kind of where the controversy comes in because on the same backstretch, next green flag lap, Martin Truex, because they called the caution and they restarted. On the next green flag lap, Martin Truex Jr. Runs into the back of Michael McDowell, could not see anything. He showed his onboard view, could not see anything, and then um, so he's slow on the racetrack, and Cole Custer cannot see anything either, and he comes slamming into Truex, almost flips Martin Truex car up and almost up and over. He hits a guardrail as well right after. Hellacious accident, one of the worst I've ever seen at a road course. It was horrible. Both drivers were okay after that, and then they red flagged the race. So there was this controversy where, should NASCAR have maybe called the caution after the Harvick incident and that dried that 11 and 12 front backstretch, instead of after we needed to have two accidents, maybe NASCAR should be wary, and that's kind of what people are asking. And according to Kevin Harvick, you know, and there's some controversy among the drivers because Kevin Harvick says that NASCAR has no responsibility or no reason to be running in the rain like that. But then you have drivers like Kyle Larson and some others who feel that even I saw on Twitter Rick Allen. Somebody asked Rick Allen this, and he said, racing's inherently dangerous. So there's a bit of controversy there. At the end of the race, it was a kind of fuel mileage. No cautions really happened until that rain caution that ultimately ended the race. Um, my personal opinion, I think NASCAR didn't think that Harvick crash was as bad, and so they needed to, wanted to keep racing. Then when that happened, it was the final straw. Personally, I don't really mind. I know it's driver safety, but I think at least they stopped the track. They could have just restarted and you know, so they, I guess that was okay. I also agree with them calling the race as well. My solution: add front and rear headlights to the cars. Right, you can take them off and on. Those little blinkers on the back windshield that they have, they don't. They're too small. They're just I don't personally feel that's the right solution. Front and rear headlights, that's what I'm advocating for. But overall, it's a good race. I definitely think that we should go back to Circuit of the Americas, hopefully when there is no rain. Um, uh, I'm not a huge fan of the racetrack personally. I really haven't been a fan of even going there. However, I do think there is promise for NASCAR to go there, so I think we should at least attempt to go back one more time. But that's going to do it for this race review. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Remember, you can use code Soren72 to get free shipping off all orders $20 or more when you order from Circle B Diecast. Save $5 to $10 on shipping. Really helps out the channel a lot. Remember, Soren72, that's the code on Circle B Diecast. You get free shipping on all orders $20 or more. Also, follow me on Twitter if you want, @ReviewSoren. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, and goodbye.